This is the month we get to see Manchester United with a full squad, at least according to what we know from the boss, but also what we've been following from the doctors at Old Trafford and Carrington. So obviously, we should be expectant for better life ahead. Now, whereas we had a bad ending to last year, the loss against Nottingham Forest could have hurt, but there were positives to pick up from at the end of that year, especially the advent of Amad Diallo, but also the performance against Aston Villa. Welcome to the United Hotspot. My name is Webb. Here I am to tell you what positives I think we need to pick up on in 2024 as we do go back to the drawing board and try to improve ourselves. But most importantly, who I think are our best attacking players and why. Welcome. Let's get into this video together. Now, for the most part of this video, unlike the usual, I'm going to be displaying this graphic for us to have a proper conversation about these forwards. And you can tell me your opinion in the comment section. Now, this was arguably our best performance as Manchester United last year, or probably of the season. The win against Aston Villa, and this is the attacking line that started. Rasmus Højlund up top, Alejandro Garnacho on the left, rather Alejandro Garnacho on the right, was on the right, and Marcus Rashford on the left, where he loves to play from, and Bruno Fernandes playing behind them. And this yielded 3 goals, and I think so many chances were created in that game. We could have beaten Aston Villa by maybe 5 goals to 2. Marcus Rashford looked like any moment he was about to score. I think there was an avalanche of balls into the box. We were busy and exciting to watch in the final third. Now, to some, this could be the perfect attack for Manchester United. To me, and I'll tell you why this isn't the best. There are limitations to this attack that can only be seen if you replace Marcus Rashford with the youngster Amad Diallo. Let me put up one with Amad Diallo. Let me put up Rashford, bring in Diallo, and we saw the few minutes he played against Nottingham Forest and what he offered in that game. Where is he? So here is it. So for me, this, I think, with all our players fit, I think this is our best attacking line. And I'll tell you why. The biggest reason why this is our best attacking line is because of the mobility that Amad Diallo brings to the squad. Unlike any of our players in Manchester United, Diallo is the most mobile player. He keeps moving with or without the ball. He's all over the place, running and engaging his teammates. He's bringing life into the game, but also a player who is moving and organized movements, by the way. He's not just moving everywhere and anywhere anyhow. His organized movements organize the rest of the team. If you're good technical players with such a mobile player, they will organize you and make you look better, and they will create a chain that is difficult to track. This is exactly what I mean. So the thing with having Diallo on the left as an inverted winger and Garnacho on the right, it brings a proper balance in all the 3 departments, on the left, in the middle and central axis, and on the right. What do I mean? This boy can give you value playing through the middle. He can comfortably drift with the ball in the middle or pick up the ball from the middle and try to go direct. He can go out wide and be inverted, pick the ball, go to the byline, or come in, drift in. So he's mobile. Same thing with Garnacho. If he's on the right, he can go there, he can go diagonal, he can a bit come back and be involved in play. Of course, not at the levels of Diallo, because Diallo will even come deep and pick the ball up here and dribble it distances. Now, that mobility is good for our attack because it makes us difficult to track. It deorganizes the defenses. And remember, you've got a striker, Rasmus Højlund, who is good at hold-up play, but also is good at coming back and trying to involve himself in play. He can come here, pick the ball, play 1-2. So if you've got such a player, you've got a Bruno Fernandes who is a busy guy always covering yards in this space, you certainly expect to see good mobility in our front line. Now, that mobility makes us very difficult to tame. It reminds me of the Liverpool that won the Premier League and the Champions League. The secret to that win, that Jurgen Klopp team, was Sadio Mane, Roberto Firmino, and Mohamed Salah were too mobile. That 1 minute Mane is on the left, the next minute and Salah is on the right. The next minute Mane is a false 9, Roberto Firmino is on the right, and then they move in the middle. Then so you don't know who to mark. Your defenders are confused on who to mark. Now, the thing we've been struggling, and this is again a problem I saw even against Aston Villa. Whereas Marcus Rashford had one of his best games in a United jersey, and I'll get him again. Whereas Rashford had one of his best games, the limitation with Rashford is Rashford will not give you anything through the central axis here. Rashford's game is entirely here, goes out wide, or tries to come in diagonal, which doesn't work. Many times he wants to run and try to go for goal from a tight position from here. A few times he will drop in here, but not with the ball. The ball maybe can find him here. Rashford does not have the confidence to pick the ball from the back and run with it through the middle and create something from the middle. So he's predictable. Give him a smart right back, a smart defender will tame Rashford properly, because the ground he will cover mostly. I think even when you watch his hit map with the ball, it's mostly limited there. And now for me, that then makes us predictable. It makes our attack a little flat-footed, not balanced. With Garnacho, he's a better player. He can come in the middle and play a bit with the ball. He has scored goals from these positions, but proper goals, not tap-ins. He can run also he can play with the ball a bit more. He looks like actually he can drop into the number 10 position with his fleet feet and also try to do something. So Garnacho is more mobile than Marcus Rashford. That's why we have already said that Garnacho has always been the better person to start ahead of Rashford because of his mobility. Put out Rashford from this team. Put here Anthony. I don't even want to put him there. It's the same problem. Anthony does not even give you anything. He will get the ball and waste 3 or 4 minutes trying to beat one man. He will hide away from the ball. He will be in a funny position and get a ball randomly and play a very ineffective pass. But the thing with Diallo, what Diallo does is bringing mobility and life. So he makes all his teammates move. So he's keeping all his teammates on their toes because of his movements. Because you don't want a situation where Diallo is going to come and run here and Bruno is static. Bruno is definitely be forced to move. Now that is already disorganizing the opposition. So that kind of attack is important. That mobility is going to be so important for Manchester United. And the only way we realize that is if Amad Diallo is starting in the right wing, not Anthony, not Marcus Rashford, starting in the left and Garnacho on the right, but Diallo, especially for his mobility. He's a different player. Actually, Diallo can ably play number 10. If Mason Greenwood is back, Diallo could be, and Eric Ten Hag has got to make a decision to be starting. Maybe he could rotate Casemiro because he's aging, bench him, play Bruno Fernandes, maybe next to Kobe Maino. Where is he? Maybe play Bruno next to Kobe and play Mason Greenwood here on the right. But for now, sticking to the players we have, this is the best attack for Manchester United. This attack will give us balls. The reason why we've seen Bruno Fernandes play so many balls or passes in the box, but they're not effective, there has been limited mobility in this forward line. The word balance in football is so important. That is why our most balanced game defensively generally was against Liverpool, because balance is so important in a game of football. That's why football is highly technical. You need balance in all departments, in the back line, in the middle, and in the attack. People forget that balance in the attack is realized when you have players who can give you enough, because football has changed from natural traditional wingers who will just get the ball and run here and swing in a cross or cut back. Football is now about mobility. Make yourself difficult to predict. Now, balance in the attack is having players who can comfortably do things out wide, in the middle central axis, and again out wide. Now, if you have Rashford on one wing already, you're limiting. There is no mobility. Rashford's game is limited. He will not give you anything through the central axis. That's why Amad Diallo is by far ahead of him. So if you ask me, our best attack as Manchester United, as we do go into 2024, where I think with this attack, by the way, I strongly think and believe that Manchester United can properly compete for top 4 with this attack. That's what I think. Let me know what you think in the comment section. My name is Web. This is the United Hotspot.